Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I am ready to drop on you my new Cold Spriggan Spirit Thorn build, and this thing can tear through anything in the game. As always, we will look at gameplay, skills, passives, gear, and of course break down the character sheet. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you'd like to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now the skills we're going to be using are Summon Thorn Totem, Summon Spriggan, Maelstrom, Spriggan Form, and Entangling Roots. We're going to be killing stuff so form, you're going to think this is a broken build. It is not. It's totally legit. No gimmicks, no tricks. It is just really strong. I've made a lot of minion builds recently, and people have asked if I can make something where you are a glass cannon, which is kind of more of my traditional build, so we have done this with this Cold Spriggan. Now, the only thing to know is that Veil Spirits, these little things that go around you see there's one right there, the way we cast Entangling Roots is when we have 4 of them. Okay, so we got 3 and 4. So now that we have 4, next time I shoot, I cast Entangling Roots. So that is how you auto-trigger that skill, and you could also make Veil Spirits through your totems. So when your totems die, you have a chance to create a Veil Spirit. So you can see right there, I was able to make 4 really easily. So you can also kind of use Entangling Roots when you want by using your totems. Okay, watch this. Very strong. You also have Maelstrom if anything stays alive long enough for you to gather all your stacks. You're probably thinking this must be like early game. No, this is empowered level 100 corruption. We came out of form for a second there because I used so much rage showing off the Veil Spirits at the beginning. Now your Spriggan will also be cold that follows you and cast roots on top of you that heal you. So easy. Let's do one more. And we're off. You'll notice that we will be chilling and freezing anything. And again, anything that could stay alive longer than a few seconds will have like lots and lots of chill frostbite stacks on them. My machine gun build. My gosh, this is going to be another very fast run. Stand in one place, shoot, shoot, shoot. Now we're up to 12 stacks of Maelstrom. Let me show you how to recreate this build. So let's check out skills, and we're just gonna go right down the line. Starting with Summon Spriggan, I will give you 1 second to screenshot it. And moving on, you want 2 into Rose Meadow, 2 into Nightshade, 1 into Ice Branch. This allows your Spriggan to be cold. You then want 1 into Ancestral Call, 3 into Spirit Vortex, 1 into Branch Storm. This will give you Pierce, and I'm sorry, Spirit Vortex gives you Maelstrom. 3 into Spirit Whisper, 1 into Cycle of Life, and 1 into Veil Tide. This is what gives you Entangling Roots, and Cycle of Life is what allows you to make Veil Spirits from your totems dying. You then want to come down and put 4 into Totem Warden, 1 into Spike Totems, and 1 into Unbound Garden. Now, Spike Totem is what allows you to summon your Thorn Totem as your tree. So for Spriggan, it gives you Summon Thorn Totem, it gives you Maelstrom, and it gives you Entangling Roots. So 3 skills, all will be taken up by Spriggan. You see them up here, okay? Very good. Moving over to Summon Spriggan, your little helper. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on. Now, Summon Spriggan can do something very interesting. It can actually heal you automatically. You want 1 point into Vitality, 1 point into Creeping Roots, 1 point into Protective Roots, and 4 points into Garden of Nourishment. Now, what this does, your Spriggan now casts Ensnaring Roots towards you whenever there are enemies around you, rather than casting it towards enemies. And why does it cast the roots towards you? Because it is going to heal you for 800. So it'll almost, like right now this build has about 2100 life. So it's going to give you 40% of your life back all the time. It's almost like an auto potion, but a follower. It's really nice. But you also want your Spriggan to do some damage. So you want to come down and put 4 into Floral, 1 into Branches of Winter, 3 into Frost Leaf. This is what makes your Spriggan cold. 4 into Thorn Barrage, and 1 into Barbed Assault. Does decent damage. It can kill enemies by himself. But the main part here is obviously that it is going to heal you, which is a huge buff. Moving on, we are going to Entangling Roots, which I played with this skill a lot, and I found that I liked it best in this form. All right, I gave you a second to screenshot it. Moving on. 5 into Spreading Vines, 1 into Wintered Thorns, 1 into Ice Shard Roots. This is what Wintered Thorns is what turns it into a cold skill. 1 into Entrapped, 1 into Reclamation, 5 into Grasp, 5 into Lethal Spines, and 1 into Overgrown Garden. Overgrown Garden is what makes it do a big circle around you instead of just forward. And you don't really have to worry about the cooldown because obviously you are not triggering it. Your Spriggan's Veil Spirits are triggering it, okay? This does do very good damage over time, especially using Grasp and Lethal Spines. And I made the decision to pull Thicket of the Frost, which is going to give you freeze rate, and you'd rather have Physical Shred, because when you take this node, Physical Thread turns to Cold Shred. So your vines or your Entangling Roots are hurting enemies with damage over time. It's rooting them. It's also shredding their cold resistance so that you can just, hurt them that much worse. Very fun skill, and you can get good with it. Moving over to Summon Thorn Totem. Give you 1 second. Moving on. Now, when I first did this, I tried to see if I could make my Summon Thorn Totems do lots of damage, and we took the bottom of the tree, which gives you spell damage and spell cold damage, but that way didn't work out, so we decided to just go, just like Entangling Roots, we went damage over time. So you want 2 into Totemic Wisdom, 2 into Memories of Eterra, 3 into Forested Expanse. I like having 3, so then you have 6, so then you could explode them easier, 3/3, instead of casting an extra cast for a 7th. 5 into Venom Tipped Thorns, 4 into Lasting Infliction, 1 into Rotten Core, 1 into Nightshade, 1 into Ice Thorn Totem. This is what turns it into a cold skill. And then 1 into Frost Attunement. We have over 80 points of attunement, so it will help a lot with your Thorn Totem. Now, this one is really cool. Rotten Core. When you cast Thorn Totem, so you'll cast 3, and then you'll cast another 3. Now, every time you cast, they're going to explode. So you can literally and this is just freezing and putting frostbite and chilling everyone. That is what's so cool about Rotten Core. You get to stack them on top. Obviously, you're draining your rage, but it is a really cool feature. Last but not least, Maelstrom. Kind of become a staple skill for the Druid. 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on. And now what's nice about this, you don't got to turn this into a physical skill because you running it as cold. You want 4 into Whirlpool, 5 into Turbulence. You have so much attunement, and this will actually do damage because you are scaling with it. 2 into Calm, 1 into Windswept, 1 into Wind Fury, 5 into Turmoil. Since you are a spellcaster, you want the area to be as large as possible because it's not super often that people are around you. And then just some extra chill chance, 2 into Arctic Chill. Okay? It really does do damage when you get lots of stacks. Those are the skills. Moving over to the passives, and right now my character is level 95. Again, we are a very leveled druid. We're actually almost 96. You want 8 points into natural attunement, 1 into primal strength, 5 into hunter's restoration, and 6 into wisdom of the wild. That is it, 20 points in the base. You then move over to shaman. You want 8 into shamanistic infusion for the attunement and the penetration, 1 into silent protector, and 5 into totemic fury. This allows you that every time you have a totem up, you're going to have 25% increased cast speed, and you will have a totem up all the time. You then jump over to Beastmaster. You want 8 into Urson Strength, 2 into Bond, 1 into Loyalty, 4 into Boarheart, and 5 into Porcupine Constitution. So far, almost every build I have made has had Shaman and Beastmaster the exact same way. This is going to give you a huge boost to your Spriggan because you only have 1 companion anyway, and Boarheart with Urson Strength is going to keep you alive. Druid, you want 7 into Primordial, 7 into Blessed Springs, 7 into River of Spirits. It's nice that they have 2 little trees right here for Cold Spell. 7 into Druid Prowess, 5 into Wind of the Leaves, cast speed, 10 into Wisdom. You want as much attunement as possible, and this will pretty much take care of your critical strike avoidance. 1 into Woodland Beings, 1 into Natural Duality, and 9 into Nature. And obviously, once I get that final point, it'll go right here. Now, there's lots of places you can get kind of adaptive spell damage. You can get it through here. You can get it through nature, and the base. You can get it in Elder Branch. But the best way to do it is through the end tree of Druid, because at least you're going to give your companion, which you will be using and be doing lots of spell damage, a little boost. It's just the best way to run it. Those are the passives. Moving over to everyone's favorite gear, starting with idols. And again, this is not end game gear. This is just stuff I was able to acquire while playing this class for this build guide. So what you want to look for is increased damage, increased spell damage while transformed, which you'll see here. You can get increased spell damage if you have an active totem. This is probably my best idol because it also gave +6 to vitality. And again, you will have an active totem all the time. Same thing here, increased spell damage if you have an active totem, and increased spell damage if you are transformed. Those are the main idols you want to look for. Moving over to gear, nothing is required for this build, so no unique, no set, nothing like that. You can just use stuff that you craft. And again, like I try to imagine this build, if I had true endgame gear, maybe some legendaries, it would be very nasty. We'll go back through each item. Helm. Amulet. Armor. Weapon. Ring. Belt. Ring, relic, boots, and gloves. That is the gear. Now let's break down the character sheet. Like I said, right now I'm level 95. I have 19 points into strength, 84 into attunement, and 34 into vitality. Lots of attribute points. Movement speed, we are up to 52%, and then obviously we will gain haste as long as you could maintain 6 stacks of Maelstrom. My resistances are all over the place. This should be really easy to max your resistances as long as you are gearing it properly. I have too much in Void, I have way too much in Cold, I have too much in Fire. So if I took those 3 and just spread it to Poison and Lightning, it'd be very easy because Physical is already there. Those are my resistances. Armor is decent, 29%, 1300. As far as my damage, my cast speed on my Spriggan right now is 82%. 82, which is huge. This is not a crit build, so it's not like a guaranteed critical strike, but it doesn't matter. You don't need it for the damage. Spell damage is at 456, and cold damage is at 264. When you look at defenses, my endurance is 53%, endurance threshold 413, crit avoidance 92. Minion, doesn't really matter. Your Spriggan, though, does do decent damage. And then when you look at other, our freeze rate multiplier is 322, and our chill chance is 81. And remember that damage over time wise, your totems, and your totems exploding, and your Entangling Roots all are going to do damage over time. That is the character sheet. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. I want to know your opinion. Is there something I missed? What can I do to take this build to the next level? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure you've heard by now that I've officially started a Twitch, streaming on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, having so much fun with the ARPG community. Most of these builds I created with the community over Twitch. First link in the description if you'd like to go there and support. If you haven't had a chance to join the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're now over 1,200 members. Great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is also in the description. And in case you didn't know, because obviously there's lots of stuff in the description, there is over 18 different viable build guides in the description, all with loot filters and build planners. So check them out if you are looking for anything different. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.